In this video, we're going to see how to use a toggle button. A toggle button is an input control button which will change between two states, on and off. And Android provides a class which is called as a toggle button class. So it's a raised button which displays either on and off state. So the practical application of a toggle button is wherein we want to switch between on and off state, such as Wi-Fi, enabling or disabling, Bluetooth, or any other settings for the app, such as notification. So now let us see how to create a toggle button. So we will consider a simple enabling or disabling a Bluetooth using this particular toggle button when it has been clicked and checking the status of that. So now I'm going to place a button here. So I basically have a constraint layout. So I'll take a toggle button here. Okay, so I'm going to place it here. So before that, I want to place a text here so that I'll get a picture of what exactly we are trying to do here. So I have a text here. So I will align it here. I'll quickly go here and set it so that it fixes to that particular place. Done. So now we're going to go to this component, which is a toggle button. I'm setting the constraint for this. So I'm going to set the constraint so that it does not move when we launch it onto the app. Okay, so I'm going to place another one so that I can display a message depending on whether the button is on or off. Okay, so we have fixed it. So you can just slightly move it if you require. Okay, done. So now I'm going to change this text. So if I can't find it, so I can go to the search option here and just type text. And then here I will say enabling Bluetooth using toggle button. Okay, I'm going to change certain properties such as the alignment of the text to be placed in the center. So I'll click on this. So I'll get center here. Okay, and then I'll change the color of it. So maybe I'll make it as red or any color. And then I'm going to increase the font size for visibility because it's very small. Okay, so once this has been done, okay, maybe I have to move this a little down because okay, I'll reduce the size here, otherwise we cannot see when the app is being launched. Okay, so we go here. So I'll reduce the distance here. Okay, so that there'll be a visibility. So here I'll come back to this and I'm going to state the same thing. So I'll go to this and say text. I'll get this option here. So here I will say Bluetooth status. Okay, I'm going to change the properties here like we did for the previous one. Say maybe I will pick a red color. Okay, and then I'll increase the font size. So I'm not using any XML code here. Directly I have changed all of them. Say maybe this is very big, so I'll make it as 20. Okay, done. And I could move this to the center so that it is done. Okay, so now my design is ready. Okay, so now for whatever attributes I have changed here, okay, if you go back to the code, you can see that the properties are being changed accordingly. You can see a toggle button, and then we have below here a text view. So I'll show you here. So we have changed all the properties like the text alignment, text color, text size, and this is for the first one, the heading, that is enabling the Bluetooth using toggle button. So same thing applies for the second text view where the properties like the text color, text size has been changed. So now we will see how to bring some kind of an action to this particular toggle button. So I'll go to the design here. Okay, and also you can see that there you cannot change the text on this particular toggle button, it is not possible. Okay, you can see here I have a property here, is selectable. Okay, so is selectable. Okay, I'll come down here. So coming down to this, okay, so you can see here, so this checked option here, so when I click on the true, so this particular, so you can see that it is changing here. So when I click this checked again, so I'll choose this particular button, otherwise the property will not be displayed. So if I disable this, you can see this will change to off. So I cannot display or explicitly edit on this, it is automatically changing according to the state of it. So this is the design part of it. So now coming to the Java program, so that when I click and know the status of it, it has to display for me that Bluetooth is enabled or it is disabled. So for this I'm going to write the code here. So I'm going to the main here. Okay, so let us see how to write this. So to begin with, as I told you, first we have to create references of all the components which are there in my XML. That's the design part. So for that, I need to create now one toggle button. So I'll create a toggle button class object. So toggle button. Okay, so I'll say TG, it's a variable name. Okay, is equal to, so I'm going to typecast it to toggle button. And I'm going to get the reference ID of that. Say find view by ID. And then I have r dot id dot. So I need to know what is the name of my toggle button. So you can see here there's already been displayed. I have not gone and changed the reference. So I'll click on this toggle button. Okay, so from where did this toggle button 5 come from? So just to show you, so here if you go to the XML and to the code part of it, okay, so here if I go to the toggle button here, so this name, whatever is here, okay, for this design I'm trying to attach a code, so I have to pick this particular name. If you want it, you can edit it and give any name. I just left it as toggle button 5. So this is creating a reference in this particular file. Okay, so after this I need to attach an action to this. So action as in, first it has to listen to me, so I have to have a listener. Then I will attach the action wherein whether the button is checked or not checked. So for that purpose I am going to create the listener to this first. So by setting it, so set on checked. So you can see here, so we are going to check the state of it, because anyway when you click, or you click once or click twice, the button state is going to change, but that is not the purpose. I want to know the state, whether it is on state or off state. Therefore I need to use this particular listener, not just on click listener. So I need to use check the change listener. So I'm going to click this particular option here. Okay, and then I'm going to say new compound button, because compound button is the base class of your onCheck listener. Therefore it's a compound button. If you remember, when we created a button, okay, the base class was a view class. Okay, therefore in that particular setting the listener, we could say new view dot set on click listener. So here it is compound because it is a base class for this particular onCheck listener. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, so you got the entire code here, right? So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find the state of it. Okay, if is checked, means if the button is checked. So which button? So TG. So what is this TG? TG is nothing but this particular reference which has come from this particular design. Okay, they're all interlinked here. So if this is checked, okay, so I want to display on my text view. So I need to create a reference for that also. So what I'm trying to tell here is, so if I come to the design here, So I'm trying to say that when I click on this here, I need to display that Bluetooth is on. When I click back again and if the status is off, I want to say that Bluetooth is off. So I need to attach a code to this on click on depending on the status of this particular toggle button. So how do I do that? So first I need to know, I have to create a reference to this. So for this I need to know what is the reference of this reference ID, which I will get it into my, see, either I can take it here in the code or I can go to the code here. So here you can see it is text view 4. So how do I know that? So here, okay, it's not text view 4. I should come down here. It is text view 5 because for this particular component, I want to change the status. Therefore, it is text view 5. So I am going to create a reference. How do I do it? So same way, I am going to say text view, I'm going to say T is equal to, so I'm going to typecast it to the destination. So we have the text view here. Okay, so find view by ID. So I'm trying to create a reference of that here. So I'll say R dot ID dot, so it was text view 5. Okay, so I'm going to use this and terminate with the semicolon since this is a Java program. So remember in XML, they're all angular brackets. There is no semicolon. This is a Java code. Therefore, I have to terminate with a semicolon here. So now I am going to say if it is checked, what I want to do. So I want to say that T1, whichever is the text. Okay, T I have given dot, okay, set text. Okay, set text to Bluetooth enabled. Okay, I'll close this. Else, I want to say that T dot set text Bluetooth disabled. So basically depending on the status of that, whether it is on or off, so I am going to get a message Bluetooth enabled or Bluetooth disabled.